welcome back to a brand new episode of Ranger Now. I'm your host, Brad Savani.
And I'm your co-host, Gadeer.
How you doing, Gadeer?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm back from Florida now, and it's like I come back to this weather, and well, I'll do what I can. Another 5 weeks, I'll be back. But we have great guests with us today. Ariana from the Women's Center, how are you?
I'm very good, how about you?
Good, good. And Gabrielle, you are from so many things.
Yes, yeah.
Vice President.
Parkside Student Government.
And you're part of a?
Sorority, Sigma Lambda Gamma. I am currently the event coordinator. And I also am the ambassador for the Wisconsin and Scotland program. So you see me inside of the study abroad. That's a scale back for me, actually. Usually it's like 2 more.
And I'm just Brad. So, all right, awesome. Well, I'm glad you both came today.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about women's empowerment.
Yes.
Awesome, sounds good. So I'll start with the Women's Center. What does the Women's Center do specifically for women here at Parkside?
We do so many things, and I don't think people really know what we do because we were kind of quiet for a little while, but we're really getting it going again. We do anything from events that focus on women's rights and advocacy for women's rights or women's empowerment, and we even offer resources for legal issues, health issues, safety issues, and we even offer just a safe space that if you're here late at night and you want some place where you feel safe to study or just hang out, or you just want somebody there with you, you can come in and hang out with us, and we'll keep you company and make sure everything's safe.
And how do we contact you guys?
You can either contact us by email, which would probably be the best bet right now. It's womenscenter@uwp.edu. So
awesome.
real simple.
That's easy.
Yeah.
I remember you were saying you check your email religiously, so.
I wake up and I check it. 10 minutes later I check it. 5 minutes later I check it.
That's awesome.
Constantly, so that is honestly a good way to get a hold of me.
And we'll get to the events in just a second because we know there's a lot of them coming up
Yeah.
for the rest of the semester. Now, Gabrielle, what do you do specifically to help the women here at Parkside?
Well, I am part of Sigma Lambda Gamma, which our mission is to be a mechanism of empowerment to all women, regardless of racial background, sexual orientation, whatever it may be. So for me, that's kind of a passion I've had before the sorority, and now especially being inside of it and being with so many strong women. Also, with that being said, I actually had Dr. Crafton here on campus in one of her gender classes, and it really kind of sparked me into being a feminist and really wanting to fight for the rights of women, not only on our campus, but system-wide. And I've been able to utilize my outlets not only through the sorority, but through PSG as well to make changes and kind of move forward onto women's rights.
That sounds like a lot of work, but for a great cause. So do you have a lot of support around you as well, too, that have the same mentality?
Yes, definitely. Actually, you know, your old co-host, Samantha Altamirano, she was definitely my cohort in doing a lot of the research that I did to move forward into sparking some of the resolutions that we're going to be writing through PSG, as well as just kind of working with the sorority and really finding different ways to empower women.
Awesome. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. There's a lot coming up. Let's go to events now. Now, the Women's Center is going to be playing host to a lot of events for not just women, but for the whole campus in general. Tell us about that.
So we got the thing that we're doing on the 13th.
Right, we're doing Monday,
yep. And for sexual assault awareness, because as you know, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
There you go.
And while most people think, sexual assault awareness and think women, it does, help men too, because there are men who deal with these issues as well. But the 29th, we're actually going to be doing Denim Day, which is a sexual assault awareness. So you wear your denim and, show your support of all these sexual assault survivors, and it just creates really great camaraderie between, the students.
Yeah.
Then the day after that, we're doing Take Back the Night, which is a huge event, and we're going to try to make it as big as humanly possible.
Well, we're going to help you out here on the show here.
So we'll be marching through the school, pretty much chanting and telling people that, they're if they don't stop these kind of behaviors and allowing these things to happen to people, we're not going to stand for it. And
right.
We're a strong group of people as college students and very open-minded. So
that's excellent. We'll be displaying all the events happening at the Women's Center right here on the show as well, too.
Right. So that marches perfectly into one of our events that we'll be having also on the 30th. So come in March, and then you can end in the cinema, where we'll be having a one-woman play called Dissolve. And actually it's about how do you recognize sexual assault? How do you not just be a bystander, but how do you stop it? And how do we start to begin to change the rape culture around us so that we can not be dealing with sexual assault, but preventing it more?
That's great. So you have some other events going on too. Tell us about the sorority.
Well, obviously we have the 13th going on with you guys, so you should talk about that soon.
Yes. It is coming up. It's April 13th. And it is 7 o'clock, and we're in the Oak Room.
Yes.
And we're going to be with the Women's Center. We're going to be with your sorority.
Yep.
We're with the Brothers of
Sigma Lambda Beta.
Right.
Yep.
Fraternity. I get mixed up with so many people.
I know.
And Women and Children's Horizon is actually going to
well.
be there as well. And the UW Parkside Police Department is giving their talk on sexual harassment, how to properly respond to that with campus procedures.
Which is awesome. It's kind of like our kickoff for this month, I feel like. But then we're also going to be doing, on the 21st, we're going to be doing a self-defense workshop. So it's just kind of a great time for anybody really to come in and just be trained and have a demo of how do you take an opponent that might come at you for a surprise, or if they're stronger than you, it doesn't matter. You are able to take them down and to be able to survive. So it's really a great empowering tool to have, because you definitely feel really beastie. I did one last semester and I was like, I didn't know I could do that. I was like, come here, let me try it. And we were like, no. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great atmosphere as well to just be able to have that experience and know that you would be safe in a situation that sometimes makes you feel unsafe. Also then, on the week of the 27th, we'll be doing a lot of bridge tabling, just being out there to do prevention, to get people aware that sexual assault does happen here at UW Parkside and that we need to take a stand against it. Also, with that being said, there's actually a national pledge going on right now, and it's called It's on Us, and it's been created by the Obama administration, and it's a really great tool nationwide to kind of say that you stand with the nation, to say that it is enough for sexual assault, it's enough for sexual harassment, and it's on us to make a change, because being a bystander, we're just as guilty because we're not stopping it. So it's on us to make a change and to stop sexual assault. So that's definitely what we're going to be focusing on, and then leading up to the play as well in March. So that's a lot of our events going on.
Sounds like a busy month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I have a quick question. So the denim event that's going on, why denim?
Because it was a ruling from the Italian Supreme Court. What happened is there was a rape case that they were reviewing, and they said that it couldn't have been rape because the woman was wearing such tight jeans that she would have had to help take the jeans off. So therefore, it wasn't rape because she had to have helped him take her pants off.
What year was that?
It was recent. It was
Yeah.
within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
This
No
isn't.
way. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that's what's really most shocking to me even is, I know Gadeer and I had a conversation a little bit earlier where she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know all this. And I think sexual assault is something that we push to the back burner. We don't talk about it, and that's why it's really continuing to happen. And unless you're going to stop and take a stand, this is something that we're facing every day.
You know what my thoughts were actually? I thought that wear denim because denim is like a gender neutral thing. Men and women both wear it. So that's what I kind of thought of, like denim day. Because I think my high school did that where we would wear denim day, but it was based on being gender neutral. Like we are all equal, we are all the same. And there was like a thing back in the day where women weren't allowed to wear denim and they were supposed to wear dresses all the time.
Yeah.
And wearing jeans is actually a recent thing.
Yeah.
And we don't really know that. I'm living in 2015, so it's a shocker. So
yeah, it's actually something completely different, and it's just kind of one of those things where there's a lot of people that would see situations and not think it's sexual assault, but really it is. And I think when we get together and kind of go through these situations with each other, that we can better help each other if we see a situation happening. And we're doing it on the 29th because that is National Denim Day. So we won't be the only college campus or organization. We'll be doing it with all these thousands of people around the United States. So it's really cool.
Well, I will make sure to participate in that like 100. Yeah,
Awesome.
denim on denim is going to be back in.
We'll keep letting them know until the actual event time right here on Ranger Now. I have a question for all of you ladies, because I can answer because I can't really answer, but what does it mean to be a woman? I mean, to you personally, like, what would be one big thing you want to make sure that you want to stress?
Oh gosh, You know what, it's such a hard question, and ever since I got into like feminism and women's rights issues and just like seeing where I stood in society as a woman, it's always been a really tough question, and it's evolved. At first it was, you know, like motherly or something, you know, kind of more stereotypical, but you know what, there isn't one word that can define a woman. The only word I can think of maybe is human, because we're human, we're all human, and you know, we're strong, sometimes we're weak, we fail, we you know, succeed to all these levels, but I honestly couldn't give it one word. It's way too big, because it transcends so many barriers, you know. It isn't just one race or one culture. It's all races, it's all cultures, it's all areas of the globe. So you really can't, I don't think you really can give it one answer, but if it has to be one, it's got to be.
Yeah, I threw it. It's a tough question.
It's a very tough question.
What would you say?
I think, yeah, that was the best answer. But really, truly, like you said, I think when you think of the word woman, I think of someone who's free to be who she wants to be. And I think that's what, as feminism, you fight not only for women, but you fight for the equality of all. You fight for men to have, you know, not to have that tough guy stereotype. You fight for every race to, you know, have that equality. And I think that's why I used to say I'm an equalist. So I think for women, really, truly, to just have the freedom to be who they want to be. If they want to be a mother, they can be a mother. If they want to be a career woman, they can be a career woman. Or they can be both. And, you know, there's no limit to what a woman can be. And I think that's, as a feminism, you fight for that. You fight to break the limits, to break that ceiling, so that they can be whoever they want to be.
So a woman can have a lot of opportunities, the same opportunities that anybody else could have.
And not to be looked at different. I think that's the other part of it. You know, if you see a woman who's doing something where they go, oh, well, why is that a big deal? It should just be normal. So I think that's what, you know, you look for.
Yeah.
I know you guys are putting me out on the spot here, but you know, we always talk about in Dr. Crafton's class that being a woman in this world is being a minority. We are at minorities. But to me, honestly, being a woman, I think it's beautiful. Like, I love being a woman, and I wouldn't want it any other way. So to me, being a woman is beautiful.
I think that's true. Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, you know, that makes sense, because I had a women in literatures class.
Yeah, me too. Dr. Martinez?
No, with Peterson.
Oh, okay.
She's awesome, by the way, to take that class with. But, you know, we talked about it, and we were like, do women have like this special bond with each other? And everybody was like, no, that is unbelievable. And you know, at the time I was kind of thinking it too, but now that I look at it now, like seeing the things that you guys say, there is that bond there, and I think we're told to kind of almost compete with each other.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, that is a bond between us, that we do go through these struggles, even if we don't tell each other about it. I can see the other women at Parkside and know they've gone through some kind of maybe oppression or discrimination, and I know that those experiences we can only have together because we are women together. So
Yeah, I agree. You know, I was just about to say, to go along with everything that you guys said about women, I grew up with two older sisters, so for me, women had strength, and more strength. I learned more from women than I did from men, because I was around them all the time.
Yeah.
And I still, you know, have, you know, the career path and everything, so I think women are very strong. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot to be a woman. I'm learning that. I can't believe you guys have all these stories. I'm like, what? It's crazy. But before we close out the show, any last minute plugs for any of the events coming up for you guys? Anything in the future that you
Well,
look
I
forward to?
guess I just kind of talking from a PSG standpoint. There's a lot of things that we've kind of been working to do with Chapter 17. I don't know if a lot of people know what that is, but Chapter 17 is it's what happens to people who have had misconducts inside the academic world and non-academic. And currently with the Chapter 17, the way it states, it doesn't have anything that would reprimand someone who has done domestic violence, dating violence, or sexual assault. So actually right now we are working to amend and change Chapter 17, and we're pretty close to doing it, so it's super exciting. So that verbiage will actually be in Chapter 17, that your misconduct of this does allow the UW system to actually have those repercussions to people's actions. So currently that's part of our problem is we don't really have that word in there, those words that make it so that people can get away with sexual assault on our campuses. So it's really important, and that's coming from the top down, which is really amazing. So if Chapter 17 is changing, there's a lot of other things that can change as well. I know here on our campus, a couple of different things that we want to try and do to help prevention is we want to try and have like a behavioral contract that all freshmen sign when they come in. With that being said, it'd be something that states, you know, this is what's expected of you here on our campus, this is what's not tolerated, and this is what happens if you are to violate any of these things. So that's really, I think it's just a good reminder, and it, you know, does make it more visual that this is not something we accept. Also looking at getting bystander training for our organizations, our athletes, our faculty and staff as well. It's some of the things that we can help to kind of mandate through PSG, and we really want to make sure that we do that so that we can see there's more people that are prepared to deal with this and to kind of change the culture that we have around here. We also kind of want to just encourage people to have more programming that we have. Studies have shown that programming, if you do it with your freshmen within their first orientation, just having 1 or 2 programs or plays or something like that that makes them aware that sexual assault is not okay, that freshman class is 43% less likely to have sexual assaults reported. And that's huge, and that's just in freshman year. So that's why we especially are stressing a lot of this programming, and especially getting it in right away at the beginning of the year to kind of set the culture for our campus.
Sure, that seems to be the best point.
Yeah.
You have all these freshmen coming in, they're learning. That's a great start.
Yeah.
One more thing, before we close the show, I know many of you guys are probably curious as to what's going on behind us. Today is senior send-off, and seniors that are graduating when May 2nd?
May 16th.
May 16th, I wish.
Yeah. May 16th, and our beloved seniors, Brad, Stefani, and Gabrielle, are both graduating this year, and so are the people behind us, so congratulations, you guys. You guys have done it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more announcement. As the Vice President of Parkside Student Government, we will be having elections next week. So please make sure to log on to Campus Connect, go on to the PSG site through Campus Connect, and you can vote right there. You can do it right from your residence hall, from your house, from in class even if you need to. But please, please, please vote next week. We have a lot of great candidates and senators that will be representing you guys in your next academic year.
Okay, we look forward to it. So
Yes.
thank you, ladies, for being here today and telling us all about your events coming up.
Yes.
And we look forward to all the Women's Center events coming up,
Yay.
as well as everything you're going to
Yes.
be doing, because they're all over the place now.
There's so much going on.
Yes.
But thank you
busy.
again.
Great.
So have a great weekend, both of you.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you too, Brad.
I'm Brad Stefani.
And I'm your co-host, Gadeer.
Have a great week, Parkside.
Ranger now.